Next question from @Nelly.flora. So maybe you could talk in one of your episodes about calorie counting. I would like to know how you count properly and how small amounts you should count. For example, if you eat bread with a little bit of butter and cheese, should you count just the cheese and the bread or the butter too? I think this is a great question because that butter can actually make a big difference. Especially if you see how much some people use. I personally don't, but I think it can make a very big difference. I even want to say that could even be the thing where a lot of people might go wrong, where they think, hey, I'm trying to lose weight at X calories, but I'm not, right? It's those little things that can really add up. So how to do it right, how to track calories or macros, correctly. I'm just gonna go down a list of bullet points that I put down, because I think that if you go with this approach, you are gonna see results and you can really figure it out. Now with the tracking, as Christine already said too, like you do kind of want to get started and figure it out first and test it out. But we always start with that food diary. You track your food. Hey, if you're on your own, give it like 1 to 2 weeks and then track your average weight. So that's very important, average weight. Take time to get used to the app, but the app you want to use is Chronometer. Like that's what I use myself. That's what Christine uses. That's what we both use with all of our clients, or at least for me, all of my clients. And I think it's the best, like hands down, right? They have their own database, the common foods database, which you should be tracking for the most part. So the common foods are just generic foods, right? Bread, potatoes, bananas, cottage cheese, chicken, whatever, normal stuff. Try to use that one as much as possible. Those are the foods we want to focus on anyway. Remember, 80-20. Now, if it's not really a generic thing, say like Fruit Loops, for example, which is always the example I use, that's more brand specific. There's not really like a generic Fruit Loops. Well, in that case, look up the brand. If that is not in the database, log something similar. But try not to add stuff yourself. I see this time and time again. And especially that's why I hate MyFitnessPal, because you have a database of like a million different, options, and they're usually incorrect, right? Food labels are already incorrect for the most part. And people add stuff with the wrong calories or macros, whatever. It just becomes a mess. So use Chronometer, use the common foods database for the most part, which is really cool, by the way, because you get the micronutrients too. Then next, do not log calories burned. This is very important because when you calculate that TDEE, we already include your activity. So don't log calories burned. And also do not eat back those calories if they are in your app. Log everything. So including the butter. Yes, you definitely do want to log the butter as well. You'd be surprised of how much of a difference that can really make. A little bit of olive oil, a little bit of butter, a little bit of cream cheese, whatever. Let's say it's 30 calories or 50, whatever. Doesn't sound like that much, but what if it's 50 here and 30 there and maybe 60 there and then 10? Might just be the difference between losing weight and not at all, right? So log everything and try to be accurate enough. Now, how small amounts? I usually say round it up or down to 5s or 10s, right? If something is like 51 grams, just log 50 grams in your app. If something is 34 grams, just go with 35, right? Don't go on those single grams. It's unnecessary, but you do want to keep it consistent. Lastly, the foods that you don't necessarily have to weigh all the time and you can be a little bit more, eyeball-y with are fruits and veggies. What I really like in Chronometer too, and this is what I do with, when I eat my veggies, for example, you can log like 1 medium carrot or like a large apple, whatever. Sometimes I double check the weight just to kind of see. But, let's be honest, the difference between like 50 or 70 or even like 100 grams of like lettuce, it's like nothing, So with that stuff, you can be a little bit more, like ballparky, but like try to just learn from tracking. And that's my last point here, is that you want to give tracking an honest chance to learn from. You can go through your transformation. You could go back to maintenance, and once you're at maintenance, that's where I would say, like, let's move away from it, because personally I think it's equally important to do with and without tracking. But use it, like, give it an actual chance, like track for at least 30 days before you decide, hey, this is for me or not. Because most of the time, you know, especially those first couple of weeks, if you've never tracked before, it can be frustrating. But let's be honest, anytime you get a new phone or you start using a new app or whatever it may be, it's also annoying, but you get used to it anyway, right?
Right.
So be open to it and track accurately. And then once you're good, I'd say, you know, be more flexible, move away from it. But it just depends, you know, when the time is right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like with like weighing and measuring and stuff, the first couple months of, I mean, it depends on the client, but like most all clients who haven't tracked or it's been like a long time, mostly people who have never tracked before, like I really get them to be fairly strict with their weighing and measuring at the beginning, because I want them to see what 4 ounces of chicken looks like and what's in 4 ounces of chicken, as far as like how much protein, how much fat, you know. So I really want them to be actively tracking, weighing and measuring, so they learn portion sizes. Like it's so important for long-term success, long-term change, just, you know, awareness around food in general. So the first like couple months, we will be doing that, you know, when they're at home. Do I expect that when they're out? No, but when what they're doing at home is going to translate into eating out and being able to control that as well, right? So yeah, we go like hard in the paint at the beginning. And then I tell them, okay, like once you're like comfortable with these portion sizes, I don't expect you to be like weighing and measuring every single thing. We'll still continue to, you know, track so that I can see what they're eating and they can see what they're eating. And I mean, it creates freedom that way. But then, like you said, in different situations, I will have them reduce the amount they're even on the tracking app. Once they're in a comfortable spot. But like if you're trying to cut or like something like that, we will definitely be tracking, you know, just because it's the best bang for your buck, period, in accuracy. But yeah, you pretty much touched on everything there. People often ask me this question. So why do my calories not match why do my macros and calories, like, why are they off? So as long as you're hitting your macros, so protein, carbs, fats, you're going to hit your calorie target. But sometimes the calorie target can be off, right? And that's because nutritional labels can be up to like 20% off. You know, like Johan said, entry errors, people adding in stuff that's just like not correct. Sometimes like net carbs and fiber can play into that as well. Alcohol can play into it as well. So as long as you're hitting your protein, carb, and fat targets, you are hitting your calories. So more focus on those when you're tracking in the app versus looking at your calories.